Well, we're going to say a little prayer, see if this goes okay. Um, Yesterday's video, the audio died 8 minutes in. So we'll see what happens today. If you could please hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina Kairos, Tina. I just read books and I talk about books. There are no special effects. There's no theme music here. If you could please spread the word that I exist, I would appreciate it. Um, However, I do have a handicap is that Hewlett Packard and Best Buy both said there is nothing wrong with my computer. So they can go to some place because they are wrong. Because if you go watch Q True Q, 8 minutes in the video, the audio goes. There are several of my videos where you read the title says audio problems, audio problems, audio problems. So anyways, if you could please check out those Star Trek Next Generation episodes every single Friday. In the beginning, I had an older computer and it worked. I mean, the sound was low, but it still worked. Now I have a computer that I spent way too much money on that I will regret for the rest of my life. And everybody says it's fine. Well, obviously it's not fine when the audio goes 8 minutes in. So, anyways, and please check out the If Thens on Fridays. I work really hard on those. We've done over 30 of them now. We're getting into the Halloween spirit with suspense, thriller, horror. Anne Rice. We got some cozy Halloweens coming up. Please check all those out. And my daily book reviews. And Flashback Monday, where we talk about all the books in this magazine, where you can get a variety of ideas, historical romance, contemporary romance, paranormal, mystery, inspirational, Harlequin. We're gonna do them all today, and fingers crossed if the sound sticks. According to my analytics, you've all left already, and I'm talking to myself. So we'll see what happens. I just read the books. There's nothing I can do. I have no. If anybody knows of a program that'll fix the audio, let me know. For free. I have no money. So, anyways, let's get started. This is September 2011, and we are working our way to 2016, and I just love this magazine. I hate the fact that I used to write in it, and that bothers me tremendously today. I really, really wish I didn't write in it way back when. But I did, and I wish I hadn't. I really wish I had not. And we will be talking about this magazine for a while. There's a big, huge write-up about Kathy Maxwell, who we will be talking about. I love this magazine. I love it to death. And you can't buy it anywhere. So let's get... Oh, I thought I'd share this little piece with you. Access denied. Have you ever opened a copy of RT and wondered why a review of a particular book wasn't in the magazine? You know for a fact the book is out that month because you've been hearing buzz online for weeks or read about it in our publisher's preview column. Yet there's no review. What gives? Where's the review? Though there are sometimes other explanations, you could well be feeling the effects of a book embargo. The book embargo is probably a bit strong, says Berkeley, who handles several authors such as J.O. Ward and Christine Feehan. Those books are occasionally held back. Other industry insiders contacted for this piece also bridled at the word, which according to the Merriam-Webster can be as stringent as government or legal prohibition and mild as stoppage or impediment. In this case, we're referring to readers withholding ARCs, advanced reading copies, or galleys of a novel for review well in advance of the book's date. Think of it as Siskel and Ebert not getting to see a movie review for you before you head off to the theater. and some publishers will send out final copies for review weeks before the publication date. Often it is too late for print for publications like the RT and Industry Publishers Weekly. The decision to make galleys is based on a variety of factors, including the number of books in an ongoing series, plot twists in a book that we'd like to keep secret until the finished book is available, and yes, even something mundane as when an author hands in a manuscript. So we'll see what happens there. So let's get started with. Uh, how did I not? Alright, we've already got an issue here. Write down. No. So Jennifer Blake. And I did that. All right, let's just do this and then we'll come back. Ah, shoot. Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to say another little prayer that the audio is still here. Please let the audio still be here. Okay. Pasadena, a night to surrender. Surrender. Uh, right there. See that the audio still exists. My backup computer died, so this is the only one I've got. If you have to, put the closed caption on and mute it and let it go. Please play the whole video out. I need the views. I work really hard on this. It takes weeks to gather all these materials together. Um, 4.5, and most of these books, I should disclaim that most of them have at least 4 to 4.5 stars. There are a couple of 3s, and every once in a while I'll throw in a 2 because it's a prominent author. But most of the time, the ones I maintain or focus on are 4 or 4.5 stars. And if anybody knows how to fix the sound, let me know. Tessa Dare, Night to Surrender. Since her 2009 debut, Dare has struck just the right chord with readers. Her light yet fascinating plots, disarming characters, sense of humor, and sensuality enthrall. Dare dares to create memorable and unique stories that are sure to remain readers' favorites for years. There is no place in England like Spindler Cove, a coastal respite for young ladies longing to get away from society's strictures and heal their minds, bodies, and souls. No one knows this better than Susanna Fitch, who founded the retreat on her father's property. Few men are allowed in the village so the women can be themselves. When rumors of a possible attack by Napoleon's forces surface, Victor Bramwell, Earl of Rycliffe, is asked to mount a militia in Spindler Cove. Susanna is proud of her haven for women and will not allow Victor to ruin it. So there's a romance going on there. Jennifer Haymore. Confessions of an Improper Bride. Okay? It was not where it was supposed to be. Uh, find it when I put the wrong page down. So I'll show it when I find it. I'm sorry that I wrote the wrong page down. That is weird. Okay. Yeah, she's not on the inside page. All right. So we'll come across her. 4.5 stars. Haymores carefully crafts an original second chance at love, romance that showcases her creativity and her understanding of what readers want. Her three-dimensional characters and their depth of emotion strength an already powerful plot. 6 years ago, Serena Donovan fled London, believing that she had been betrayed by her beloved Jonathan Dane, Earl of Stafford. On the voyage home, her twin sister Meg drowned. Now Serena must return to England posing as Meg to marry a man she barely knows. She has no idea that Jonathan is Meg's fiancé. Upon learning of Serena's death at sea, Jonathan wallowed in drinking and gambling. Now his eyes are open and he's sure Meg is not who she appears to be. But how to unmask Serena and convince her to trust him? If Serena's identity is exposed, her family will lose everything and she will hurt the man who so loves Meg. Okay. Mayor Banks in love in bed with a Highlander. 4.5 stars. In her trilogy starter, Banks demonstrates her outstanding ability to write a fast-paced, sexually charged, emotionally intense romance. Her portrayal of Scottish clan life filled with larger-than-life characters provides the ideal setting for a book readers will treasure. Though she is the king's illegitimate daughter and quite wealthy, Marion Stuart lives anonymously in a nunnery. When Laird Duncan Cameron's men abduct her, she realizes she is to become a source of additional funds and power for her half brother to carry out a plot to kill the king. Marion is beaten severely and imprisoned because of her refusal to wed Duncan, but she escapes. A powerful warrior, Ewan McCabe, is searching for his missing son, Crispin, whom his men find protecting a wounded Marion. When Crispin tells his father what happened, Ewan vows to protect Marion, even if he must marry her to save her from Duncan, whose army is at the gates. Ewan's men prevail, but the greatest battle in winning her trust and love. See what happens there. Um, Donna Grant. Shadow Highlander. 4.5 stars. Grant's newest Dark Sword novel skillfully melds history and legend into a quick moving story. Galen, one of the warriors created by Druid magic to help rid England of Roman invaders, is sent to a remote loch in Scotland to uncover an artifact that could eliminate Deidre, a druid who uses her powers for evil. Regan, a druid in the village, doesn't appear to have magical powers. She sets out to explore the world and meets Galen. They are attracted both mentally and physically. The entire village accompanies Galen to McLeod Castle to join the residents and protect the remaining druids. On their trek, they stave off an attack by Deidre's minions and realize the power of love. Aww, that's sweet. Um, in the arms of our Marquise. In the arms of a marquise. 4.5 stars. Ash delivers a unique adventure romance, weaving exotic aspects of India into a staid British backdrop. When young Octavia Pierce arrives in India, she's fascinated with the people and the culture, but especially with her neighbor Ben Derry. Ben is attracted to Olivia. As they fall in love, he plans to marry her. But her family rejects the half Indian Ben as unsuitable. When they meet again in England, Ben is highly suitable and very wealthy Marquis of Doree. Their youthful passion has not dimmed, so when Octavia comes to Ben asking for his help, he agrees. Though Octavia has refused Lord Crispin's marriage proposal, the Tom believes she is to wed. Ben is determined to lure her back into his arms. Oh, let's see. Virginia Henley, a very, very, very good author. Um, her books are priceless. Virginia Henley. The Dark Earl, 4.5 stars. Not since Nora's Loft Suffolk House trilogy has an author so brilliantly incorporated a home into a romance. Readers are sure to adore the outspoken heroine as well as her love of life and family are contagious. If the love story is rather typical, the execution isn't. Harriet Harry Hamilton first falls in love with Sherbrooke Hall when she is 9. She meets Thomas Anson, son of Earl of Lichfield, who must sell off the home's contents to pay his father's gambling debts. Thomas vows to see the house restored to its former glory, and Harry dreams of living there. Harry and Thomas become part of some circle, each secretly attracted to each other. But free spirit Harry plays the field. Her suitors marry her sisters for love, while she waits for the right man. Thomas must marry an heiress or lose his rights as his father's heir. He proposes to Harry, and they quickly marry and honeymoon at Sherbrooke. Life is perfect until Harry learns the reason for their hasty marriage. Ah, men. Now, Miss Blake by Grace Possessed. By Grace Possessed. Let's see. 4.5 stars. With the second Three Graces novel, Blake draws readers into a tale of attempted murder, insurrection against the king, and high romance. With her meticulous research into the period, she builds a strong background, creates three-dimensional characters, and weaves a sensually tensioned story. The second of the three sisters, known as Three Graces of Greydon, Lady Catherine Milan has no desire to marry, but the king decrees that she and Ross Dunbar become betrothed. Ross is pledged as hostage to the king to keep his father from raiding his British neighbors. He puts no stock in the family curse that the men who marry Catherine and her sisters must love them or die. Okay. Now, if you've watched any of my cozies or my if thens, um, talk about this lady all the time. If you go back and watch the first if then, we did a Regencies about families. If you like the Bridgertons, then you like Catherine Coulter Sherbrooke's, Joanna Lindsay's Mallory's, and Stephanie Lawrence Sinster's. Um, These are great books. There's over 30 in the series. You got to start with Devil's Bride, book 1. And the first 9 books are the first 7 are the siblings. Book 8 and 9 are the twins. And then we get into the offshoots relations, siblings of the, like Honoria's brother, Devil and Honoria, the first book, and then later on it's you get Honoria's brother, and then Prudence's brother, and so on. You get these other ones, and then you get the Bastion Club. You got to read those. Then you get the Black Cobra Quartet, and you got to read those. It's amazing that especially with the Black Cobra and the Buccaneer Quartets, she really, really does a magnificent job. Those books take place all at the same time. And to have meticulously have 4 books take place at the 4 time but tell 4 unit, it's just amazing. So this is Viscount Breckenridge to the rescue. And I picked the wrong book off my shelf. Oh, good Lord. Um, here. I am embarrassed as all hell that I picked the wrong shelf. Oh, I would go get it, but the chances of the sound going are greater. And maybe the sound is already gone. Please let the sound be here. 4 stars. After a brief hiatus, Lawrence returns to her beloved sisters for the first trilogy. Charming and entertaining as always, the 16th tale of the series has strong family values. Heather Sinster attends a rather intriguing soiree when she's just about to be drawn into a scandal when she's rescued by Viscount Breckenridge. Heather is not thrilled when she is kidnapped. There is no one she'd rather see than Breckenridge riding to the rescue. Breckenridge follows the coach carrying Heather toward Scotland and, disguised as a clerk, befriends her captors. Breckenridge and Heather manage to communicate and agree to go along with the kidnappers until they uncover who is behind the abduction. And her family's not pleased about it either. But anyways, Isabel Carr, ripe for scandal. Ripe for scandal. With her witty dialogue and tender romance, Carr draws readers into her marriage of convenience plotline that delves into what happens when the couple falls in love. The secret society of younger sons, known as the League of Second Sons, is Gareth Seddon's refuge. None knows that he holds a tender for his friend's sister, Beau Vaughn, a woman for his above his station. When Beau is abducted by a daring suitor, Gareth comes to the rescue. Beau and Gareth are forced to flee the villain. Running through the countryside for several days, they reach safety and her family. Beau is compromised and Gareth proposes. Oh, doesn't it always happen that way? One night in London. Yes, ma'am. Are you coming up here? She's picking away at my couch. Caroline Linden. 4 stars. Um, right there. This one. With another engaging tale for fans, Lyndon's talent for building delicious sexual tension keeps the uncomplicated story moving. The second son of a duke, Lord Edward has set himself the near impossible task of discovering the truth about his late father's first and secret marriage. If the rumors are true, he and his brothers will lose everything, but duty gets sidetracked when a lower class firebrand demands he help her. Francesca must rescue her niece from an evil stepmother, but just when she finally finds the right man for the job, Lord Edwin steals him away from his own mystery. After all, a duke's heritage is much more lucrative than her case. All odds are against her, yet with Lord Edward's help, she might just prevail. See what happens there. Another lady that we will be talking about for a while. There's even a large article in here. I hope the sound is still here. I'm gonna be very upset because there's no way I'm redoing this. There's just no way. There she is, the lady in question, Kathy Maxwell. No divas here. I still haven't been able to get the price tag off this book. Don't consider myself a lucky person. If there's a raffle, I generally buy a ticket with the mentality that the money is going to a good cause and that there's really no need to linger to hear the winning numbers. It's not going to be me. No worries. So when RT emailed and asked if I'd be interested in talking to historical romance or the Kathy Maxwell, it took me a few minutes to absorb what had just happened because it felt like I just won the lottery. After all, this is the chance to hang out with Kathy Maxwell. 20 years in the industry and with an undisputed star when it comes to the craft. I was braced for anything. Maxwell is uber ambassador of historical romance. No, seriously, if a romance is a country and you're intimidated by the brochures but always have wanted to visit, Maxwell makes sure you feel nice and welcome. No pretensions or qualifiers, just fantastic storytelling that guarantees you can cozy up in a good chair and settle in for the ride of your life. With unforgettable characters and well crafted settings, readers can cheerfully lose themselves again and again in the world she creates. I love my job. My job is to capture a reader's imagination, and that's it. Seduction of a Scandal delivers just what her readers were craving as the end to her wonderful scandals and seduction series. The fifth book is a thrilling tale complete with secret identities and runaway brides, a notorious English highwayman, dangerous intrigue, and of course, wild, passionate love. So let's see what the review says. I still don't know how I got this in a hardcover, but I got it in a hardcover. 4 stars. Maxwell charms and delights with each book. When Lady Corinne decides against marrying the odious Lord Freddie Sherman, she decides to run away. Instead of reaching safety, she's taken captive by the notorious highwayman known as Thorn. The legendary scoundrel's identity is a mystery until Corinne uncovers it. She agrees to stay silent forever if he will hold her until her wedding day. But they can't control their desires for each other. See what happens there. Michelle Sinclair, Tempting the Highlander. We went through a huge period, actually still going on today, but it was Lindsay Sands does I did a Highlander one. I did watch my if then for Highlanders. But Lindsay Sands did Highlander. Hannah Howell did Highlanders. Everybody did a Highlander at some point in time. Um and then of course the greatest Highlander of all, Diana Gabaldon. Um Michelle Sinclair, Tempting Highlander. Oh, only got 3 stars. Reading like a delightful Shakespearean comedy, Sinclair's latest humor, passion, and sexual tension. Even if the basic plotline is a bit predictable, she brings two tales to readers as twins find unexpected love. With their powerful father tied up in clan politics, the Shellen sisters are free to do as they please. Ryland and Mariel are as different as night and day. One is a warrior princess and the other is a fragile flower. Then the McTiernan brothers, Quike Servant and his twin Craig, arrive. An experimental kiss in the stables gives their father an idea. Pretend betrothal between his daughters and the McTay brothers would save the clan from usurpers. So let's see what happens there. Ella Chase. Three. Okay, I'm trying this one more time. I did this earlier today. The video ran 2 hours. I even stopped it at the hour mark, and the audio was garbled from the hour mark. This is Flashback Monday. If you're watching this, I was in the middle of doing a review. Anyway, gobble, 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 gobble. So I'm trying this one more time. I spend a lot of time putting these videos together. It takes me a couple weeks to gather the books. Then I've got to go through my house and gather my books. And I read through the magazine trying to decide which ones to cover. And then it takes a while to gather up the books, and then the video itself takes a couple of hours, and then it takes a couple hours to upload. If you're watching this video now, you were in the middle of a Regency review when this changed over. I'm hoping this works now. Hewlett Packard and Best Buy tell me there's nothing wrong with my computer. I put out a video showing the audio problems and begging people to share it with everybody. Maybe this will have Hewlett Packard give me a new one. I doubt it, but I can't afford a new one because I spent so much money on this one. I got talked into this. I'm sorry to be on my soapbox. I got talked into this computer by the salesperson that was way above my price range, way out of my budget, and I'm sorry that I did it. But I love Flashback Monday. This is my favorite video. This is my favorite magazine in the whole wide world. And we're going to continue with the reviews. I was at the end of Regency's, and we were doing shoot, I lost it now. Mistress by Marriage, Maggie Robinson. And that was on. So, and I had commented, I was showing this when the audio went. So you may be seeing this for a second time. I've dug out my old computer as a backup. She has no battery. So if she accidentally gets disconnected, she gets disconnected and turned off. So hopefully this will work. This is Mistress by Marriage. Mistress by Marriage. Let me just get going here. I apologize for the interruption. Before. 4 stars, Maggie Robinson. Steam rises from the pages as Robinson devises a new kind of marriage. Her strong characters and depth of emotion add to the high degree of sensuality. Now, when I first put this up, I was commenting, and you probably couldn't understand me, that it didn't look like a Regency cover to me. It just didn't have that Regency feel. It had more of a modern feel. So we'll see what happens. 5 years ago, the staid widow Baron Edward Chase impulsively married the ravishing lady Caroline Christie. It was a catastrophe. Edward banished Caroline to a house on Jane Street and visited her once a year. Caroline became the authoress of a rather scandalous series of novels. Edward realizes he must move on, but first he must get Carolyn out of his blood. He devises a plan. She will be his mistress, his to command any time, day or night. At first, Carolyn refuses, but then she agrees. The rebuilding of their relationship on a new and sensual level leads them back to bed and slowly toward a powerful relationship based on more than just lust. So we'll see what happens there. Um, the king's courtesan. Um, 48 and 35. Judith James, the king's courtesan. The king's courtesan. 4.5 stars. James fully realizes version of naughty body restoration England is the ideal setting for her marvelous characters to play out their sensual, romantic love story. Through the pages, readers come to believe in hope, true love, trust, and the great gift of passion lovers share. Abad's daughter Hope Matthews has two protectors before King Charles chooses her as his favorite mistress. With Charles' queen arriving at court, the recent civil wars and Charles' return to the throne leave all have altered Captain Robert Nichols' fortune for the worse. He has lost his lands, but a dear friend and fate intervene with the king, presenting Robert with a new dilemma. All he need do to reclaim his land is wed the king's mistress, providing a cover for Hope and Charles' affair to continue. I want you to marry my mistress so that I can continue to sleep with her. Robert has no desire to be cuckolded, but he does want his home. Each agrees to the king's shames, but neither expects passion to flare between them. But it does. Okay. Judith Sylvia Day. 7 years sin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was supposed to be doing four, 3 stars. Day pens a fast paced, hot, and sexy romance with wonderful characters and appealing secondary series. Readers may find the supporting characters and their situations more engaging than those of the hero and heroine. Aww. Okay. Allison Richmond, The Lost Wife. You, you, 4.5 stars. Richmond paints a beautiful, thorough, heart-wrenching picture of Jewish life in Prague and Tezin during World War II. Told from the viewpoints of Lenka and Joseph, we see how, even in the midst of violence and tragedy, true love is never really lost or forgotten. Spanning the years from Lenka and Joseph meet as young adults to their elderly years, this endearing novel deserves a place on the shelf next to other unforgettable sagas. Prior to the Nazi invasion in Prague, Lenka Mazel dreams of love and painting. When she is introduced to Joseph Kahn, her best friend's older brother, the handsome young man with plans to become a doctor sweeps her off her feet. As German troops begin to enter Prague, Lenka and Joseph marry, but separate immediately due to Lenka's stubbornness and loyalness to her family, and they end up in a concentration camp. That is absolutely horrible. I wish I know it was plot reasons. I know she had a reason for doing it. It was probably to rip your heart out. I know there are those of you out there who love heart wrenching, rip your heart out stuff. I read to escape life. I don't read to get more depressed than I already am because right now I'm very depressed over my computer issues. But I hope this sounds good to those of you that want to get your heart rips out. Um, so do that. Fern Michaels, late edition. Four stars. It's always fun when the godmothers have a new project in the works. But this time, if the godmothers don't get it right, they could lose one of their own. That doesn't mean it's all doom and gloom. Chuckles are always part of the plot when the girls get together, and readers are going to feel as comfortable as they would be visiting an old friend. Whoever thought the golden years were boring never met the godmothers. Ever since Sophie convinced her friends to start holding seances in their Los Angeles dining room, things have gotten more interesting for the Toots and her friends. When Ida's late husband makes an appearance to say he was murdered, Toots decides it's time for them to take a trip to Charleston to see what they can find out. Well, he should be able to tell you who murdered him, too. Uh, Letitia Lovely. Mind your own business. 4 stars. All the storylines in Lovely's latest are expertly woven together to create one big dramatic tale. There are scenes in this novel that will make you laugh out loud, and you'll barely be able to wait to find out what happens to the characters. They are realistically written, and the author does a great job of explaining their traits. The Livingston family is wealthy and full of genuine love for each other and their community. When they discover that someone has tapped into their company's account and stolen a large sum of money, the family works together to find the culprit and bring them to justice in the midst of catching a crook. Members of the family deal with the trials that come from their own relationship and their focus on making sure their chain of soul food restaurants remains successful. Debbie Maycomer. Another name that we all know and love. Debbie Maycomer. Debbie Maycomer. 1105. Yakima Street. It only got 3 stars, but it's Debbie, so I included it in the thing. Please stay in. Please, audio be working. Um, For fans of soap operas, Maycomer's 11th book in the Cedar Cove series will be a delight. For other readers who will have to use the included pages of character background to figure out who is who. To protect her unborn child and her own sanity, Rachel has left her husband Bruce and her stepdaughter temporarily. It will take a lot of love, understanding, and trust before they can begin to heal and create the family they all yearned for. Life is changing for others in Cedar Cove as well, including seniors Charlotte and Ben Rhodes and their family. They face a tough decision when the couple's forgetfulness has nearly disastrous consequences. See what happens there. Composing Amelia. There. Composing Amelia. Composing Amelia. Mark this for the beginning of inspirational. 4.5 stars. Strobel's gift for characterization allows the readers to become an intimate part of the story. She takes a difficult subject like mental illness and questioning one's faith and makes them accessible. Newlyweds Amelia and Marcus Sheffield are working to make their dreams come true. Amelia wants to be a professional pianist, and Marcus longs to be a pastor at a large church. In the meantime, they work many small jobs to make ends meet. Then Marcus is offered a job as a senior pastor of a small church in Nebraska. Amelia doesn't agree with the move, so they decide to live separately while seeking God's plan personally and as a couple. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Tracy Peterson. That's the one. Yeah. To have and to hold. To have and to hold. Ah. 4 stars. Peterson and Miller introduce a new series, Bridal Veil Island. This is a well rounded story with characters illustrating faith, forgiveness, and the healing power of love. Audrey Cunningham follows her father to the childhood home of Bridal Veil Island in hopes it will help him on his path to sobriety. But when they arrive, they find wealthy investors are buying up the island, including their ancestral home. Marshall Graham has been offered work on Bridal Veil by his father's old drinking buddy. His daughter's Audrey has been nothing but rude to him, but he still has feelings for her. When he sees Audrey's interest in a doctor, he could lose her heart forever. Who will Audrey choose? Julie Lessman. Heart revealed. Revealed. Heart revealed. What was everybody see? Revealed. 4 stars. The second book in the widely popular Winds of Change series has romance, secrets, and unforgettable characters. Lessman has the ability to bring her books to life for the readers every time. The subject matter of this book might be a bit hard for some, but it is well worth the reading time. Emma Malloy fled Ireland and an abusive husband. She finds hope in Boston, along with friends and a great job. When she falls for her best friend's brother, Sean O'Connor, her shame controls her actions. Sean is attracted to Emma as she is to him, and he knows he has an uphill battle with plans on having a future with her. Hey, Irene Hannon. Deadly Pursuit. Irene Hannon. Irene Hannon. 4 stars. Hannon's second installment in the Guardians of Justice series is full of action, suspense, and just the right amount of romance. It's not too graphic, and the romance is secondary to the mystery. The faith undertones serve as subtle reminder to rely on God. Social worker Allison Taylor is in an unfamiliar situation, in need of protection from a stalker. In working to protect her clients and their children, she has unwittingly made an enemy. Her brothers, as well as Detective Mitch Morgan, want to keep her safe as the threats increase. Mitch must ask himself if his concerns for Allison's safety are strictly professional or personal. Maggie Brennan, deeply devoted. 4 stars. Brendan's new historical series, The Blue Willow Brides, has characters the readers will keep in their hearts long after they finish the book. Catherine Olson has finally made it to America. She traveled with her 2 younger sisters from Holland to make a better life. She is soon to be married to Peter Anderson as his mail order bride. She did not mention she was bringing her siblings with her when she answered the mail. So see what happens there. Uh, and let's just throw this in. Um, Wanda. Brunstetter. Wanda Broomstetter, Wings of Dream. Oh, wait a minute, not her. Um, Wings of Dream and Matter. Sorry. And Matter. And Matter. Uh, Only 3 stars. Matter's debut is a tender love story as if dealing with WW1 isn't enough. The influenza epidemic of 1918 takes a toll on people worldwide. The story has slightly slow start, but it picks up speed, and readers will be glad they stayed with it. Okay, let's discuss one of. Okay, um, Kim Vogel. A Whisper of Peace. In the middle there. In the middle there. 4.5 stars. Sawyer's strong young women are willing to take risks and become mentors to those less fortunate. Set in breathtaking Alaska territory, this story of friendship, trust, and true desire to minister gives the reader an eyewitness look at how demonstrating the love of God can work miracles. Clay Selby and his stepsister Vivian are building a mission church and school for the Athabascan peoples of Alaska. They develop a friendship with Lizzie Dawson, who is an outcast because of her white father. Then an outbreak of deadly illness creates opportunity for ministry and outreach that could go beyond the physical needs and reach the spiritual. Uh, then Gabriel, all these things. Um, think. I'm sorry. That one, that one, that one, that one. Ah, put these here. Put this down here. All these things. All these things I've done. 4.5 stars. Addictive Seven has penned a winner that's funny and sad, suspenseful and fascinating. I expect something dark and heavy and got much more. Anya is real. Her voice is strong, and watching her evolve is a pleasure. In the future, New York City is impoverished. Coffee and chocolate are illegal. Water is rationed, and crime runs rampant. Anya Blanchine is the daughter of one of the city's most notorious crime bosses. Orphaned at 9, she has been caretaker for her siblings while steer clear of the shadier side of her extended family. When the adorable new kid turns out to be the son of the city's biggest law enforcer, and he's interested in Anna, she knows it's trouble. When everything tumbles down, it will take a huge amount of strength to keep her and her family safe, even if it's possible. Cast in Ruin, Michelle Sagra. Sorry if say it wrong. 4.5 stars. Despite saving the world on several occasions, Private Kayla Nain seems doomed to never get promoted. Her lack of court manners, while making her an irreverent and endearing character, could also get her killed. This mesmerizing series, with its episodic in nature, places the focus this time on dragons and the evolving fief of Tamaris. Although Kayla tamed the devourer, there is still the problem of the 3,008-foot tall armed refugees. The resettlement of the Noran in the fief of Tamaris is not going smoothly. However, they are helping fight the encroachment of the deadly shadows. During one confrontation with the shadows, Caitlin uses her burgeoning powers to grab control of a mysterious man called Magnum. To pull him from shadow control, Kayla and Seven are also tasked with solving several mysterious deaths, for they now have 7 bodies of the same woman. Okay. Those across the river, Christopher Buman. 4.5 stars. Readers looking to have the pants scared right off of them won't find a better choice than this staggering debut novel. It's written in elegant prose as languid as hot Georgia night, and Buman's eye for period detail of the post-Depression South and ability to pen fully realized characters to make the horror of what is waiting for Frank and Dora at the Savoy plantation all the more realistic. Ultimately terrifying and beautiful, and ultimately unsettling. This part love story, part history lesson, wholly not to be missed. When World War I vet and history professor Frank Nichols inherits a family property at Sleepy Whitboro, Georgia, he ignores his aunt's warning to sell the house and never live in it. Instead, he jumps at the opportunity to put his failed career and the war behind him. Frank and his mistress Dora settle in quickly into Whitboro, but soon learn that a current fear runs beneath the quiet veneer of the small town. Um, um, Wayfinder. 4.5 stars. Not only is this a compelling, fast-paced read from veteran writer Murphy, this novel also has a lot to say about women and their voices. Turning the usual inside out in this book, it's the woman who saved the prince and redeems the land. Lara Jensen has an uncanny ability to know when the truth is being told or not. And in this second half of the story, she continues to grow in power. Much less meek and subdued than she was at the beginning of her story, she embarks on a quest to rescue her lover, the fairy prince Daphid, from the drowned lands. Let's see how that goes. With fate conspire. Marie Brennan. With fate conspire. Uh, 4.5 stars. Brennan returns to the fairy world and the Ox Court. Hidden beneath London for hundreds of years, appealing characters, a fully realized historical setting, and more than a touch of steampunk flavoring collide to create a book that is difficult to put down. Please go check out my steampunk if then. Excuse me. And also, I had a live video. My husband got inspired to do some creating, so go check out that little video featuring his steampunk creativity. This fourth book in the series brings us Eliza O'Malley, who is searching for childhood sweetheart. Gone for 7 years, she believes the fairies took him, but no one will hear of such nonsense. She refuses to give up her search, which leads her down paths she only ever dreamed of. Dedrick's path will soon cross Eliza's as the goblin search for stolen memories brings him to the discovery that his boss and captor is attempting to open a way back to fairy itself through the most extraordinary means possible. Okay. Post Mortal. Drew Magary. Ah, 4 stars. What happens in a world where old age can never kill you? Marjorie creates a terrifying possible dystopia in the world post-mortal. The books build a steady pace from seeming innocent days of what if to the nightmarish landscapes that emerge if humanity ages never seems to learn from its own history. In 2019, the cure for aging has been discovered. Oh, we wish. We wish. You know, there are consequences, though. I was thinking about this the other day. If we healed, if we had the power to heal, if somebody had the power to heal everybody, and healed certain people. Well, let's say you healed the one person that may, all right, have passed away and it may have been horrible for their family, blah, 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 blah. But their body may have provided the answers for scientists to provide the cure for other people. So you don't know. Unless, of course, you could cure everybody permanently, the entire world, no disease, no famine, no, broken bones, people break their bones, that stuff like that can still happen. But like cure cancer, cure all those horrible Parkinson's, cure all those diseases. So anyways, it would be nice to do that. 16-year-old, what was I? In 2019, the cure for aging has been discovered. Never mind that cancer and heart attacks can still kill you. You can live longer than you ever imagined or dreamed. You may think that long-lived lawyers is a perfect nightmare, but life becomes something even worse when that for John Farrell when he gets the cure. He never imagined a world like this, with psycho marriages, pro-death anarchists, and terrorists. Okay. Blake Charlton, Spellbound. Spellbound. The second book in Charlton's Spellwright series, this is a well-written and densely plotted story that features characters with disabilities in a positive, prominent manner. Nico and Francesco are both multidimensional and fascinating protagonists, and their burgeoning partnership is a joy to see develop. Nicodemus Wheel is a cartographer in most magical language. That is, he has a condition similar to dyslexia that makes it extraordinarily difficult for him to function alongside his peers. And he's been on the run for the last 10 years while honing his skills in the languages he can use while dealing with civil unrest. His incurable curse mentor and the romantic feelings he has just developed for a young cleric whose motivations he's not entirely sure about. See what happens there. Okay. Um, I did that. Okay. Okay. Now, this is where the other video, the second video, started and was toast from the beginning. Total toast. Where's my girlfriend here? Okay. Please go check out all of my videos last year. This is the time of year that I would be rereading this series. But I reread it last year and I did all 60 videos on it. Please go check out all those videos. I also at the same time was doing Janet. I did my both comfort series at the same time. Now I'm trying to figure out what to do for the next couple months. This time of year is the worst for me. I had I've had several relatives die from September to December in the last couple of years, and it's just really difficult. And my comfort series always helps me to get through it. But because I'm trying to read, I have 100 more books to read to reach 300 for the year. And so I'm going to be doing those for videos. And since I did these for videos already, so that be it that. So Eve Dallas is a lieutenant with the New York Police and Security Department, and her husband is Rourke, and Mavis is her best friend, and Leonardo is her husband. Peabody is her work partner, and her Peabody's life partner is McNabb, but he's also a detective with the electronics division of EDD, and his boss is Feeney, who was Eve's original mentor. Her boss is Whitney, and the department shrink is Mira, and Rourke's major domo is Somerset, and their cat is Galahad. And Eve has had a difficult childhood. She was she murdered her father, self-defense. He was raping her and torturing her and beating her and all that kind of stuff. And she's had nightmares about it her entire life. And the whole nightmares come to a a climax in this book. It's the only book without death in the title. All of the other books have death in the title. Naked in Death, Glory in Death, Immortal in Death, Ceremony in Death, Divided in Death, Visions in Death, so on. This is the one book where she has to face it all, and she comes to terms with her stuff. And the dreams will get much, much less after this. But this is the climax. New York to Dallas. Got 4.5 stars. The always awesome Rob shakes up long-running series and places her gutsy heroine, Lieutenant Eve Dallas, on a collision course with the past. Readers learn about the case that brought Eve and Feeney together while Eve battles a monster. Hang on tight, for Eve is about to face childhood nightmares that cut deeper and closer than she ever dreamed. Right before the ceremony honoring Peabody and Eve for taking down a corrupt cop, Eve learns that pedophile Isaac McQueen has escaped from Rikers. 12 years ago, rookie cop Eve captured McQueen and freed his child captives. Now he's vowing vengeance and starts by taking Melinda Jones, one of his former victims, hostage. Eve and Rourke travel to Dallas to work with Melinda's sisters Bree, a Dallas cop who was also held captive by McQueen. When another young girl goes missing, Eve knows that McQueen just upped the ante. And she's also got to face a whole bunch of other things in Dallas, too. I don't have the book for this, but, oh no, wait a minute, it's in here. I remember now, it's in here. We will be doing this series at some point. Rice Bowen, naughty or nice. We will see this for our Christmas video. 4.5 stars. It's another delightful, unmissable installment in the Royal Spyness series. Bowen captures the cheeky humor and charm of the lost generation, ladling a healthy dose of dry British wit and fundamental common sense. Lady Georgina Ronke, 34th in line to the throne, is sent to Nice by the Queen to discover a stolen snuff box. Georgie finds herself in the company of Coco Chanel, who also asks her to model her latest fashion. But when the royal necklace she has to wear is stolen on the catwalk, Georgie has 2 valuable items to retrieve. Then there's the problem of the murder and her arrest, which puts her crimp in her style. Pirate King. 4.5 stars. King's latest Mary Russell story about the young woman who married Sherlock Holmes is a charming, exciting, great mystery. It is also very funny and not to be missed. Now, readers could start here without confusion, but should know the books are usually more serious. The characters are flamboyant, as both pirates and actors can be, and the themes of pretending, misdirection, and deception are used to good effect. At the request of Scotland Yard, Mary takes Sherlock's place investigating the financials of a silent film company and any connection it has to a missing young woman, and becomes the producer's assistant. In Flighty Films is a filming pirates, and because the company members are known to echo in real life the problems of each other of their movies, Mary is soon confronting pretend pirates and real pirates and pretend crimes. See what happens there. The Evil Inside, Heather Graham. 4.5 stars. Graham's knocking for giving readers the shivers isn't waning. This next crew of hunter stories mixes rumors of New England haunted house, a paranormal investigator for the FBI, and a skeptical but dedicated defense attorney to create a brilliant tale of suspense. For years, Lexington House has been rumored to be the site of madness and murder. Still, seasoned paranormal investigator Jenna Duffy isn't prepared for the slaughter of a family there. The chief suspect is the family's only survivor, a young boy found covered with their blood in shock on the side of a dark country road. Attorney Sam Hill teams up with his childhood friend Jenna to defend the boy and find out what evil person really did it. See what happens there. Uh, oh, shoot. I put this book back and I can't pause it. I can't pause it. I can pause you. All right, if the audio is going to go on this one, it's going to go now. But anyways, um, if you're a fan of the TV show Bones, I love that show. I loved Temperance's relationship with Booth. Um, he's not called Booth in this. Um, oh, so I got out of order. Anyways, ah, shoot, I put the other one away too. All right, hold on a second. I am so foobarred. So where was I? So, if you've watched the uh Bones, his name is not Booth in this, something else. And they don't have the same relationship. They travel quite a bit, and they're not together that often in the books. 4 stars, Flash and Bones. In the latest installment of Reich's long-running series that is inspiration for TV show Bones, murder, both old and new, will challenge and threaten Dr. Temperance Brennan. Like the great storyteller is, Reichs makes sure her readers receive an eerie tale full of disappearances, hatred, and murder. When Tempe is called out to investigate a body in a barrel found in the landfill next to the motor speedway, she is approached by a NASCAR crew member who wonders if the body might belong to his missing sister, Cindy. Although she quickly determines the body is male, she is angry when the FBI steps in and removes all the evidence. What are they covering up? Interesting. All right, let's go back here because I skipped a few. I hope you are still here. I put an awful lot of effort into these books, and I mean, into doing this um thing. Uh, Trick of Light. Remember that. Louise Penny. Trick of Light. Trick of Light. Oh, where is it? Penny, 4.5 stars. Penny's characters are sharply drawn, realistically complicated, and heartbreakingly real. Wonderful, complex characters and sophisticated plotting make this a perfect book. Artist Claire Morrow has been chosen for a one-woman show at the Musi in Montreal, but before she even can read the reviews, a dead body is found in her garden. The dead woman was once Claire's best friend, but the relationship ended in bitterness and pain, and she can't even pretend she didn't hate her. Chief Inspector Gamache finds himself investigating someone he likes and admires. See what happens there. Flame of Innocence, Laura Caldwell. Flame of Innocence. Four stars. Caldwell combines the best courtroom dramas with the vibe of Sex and the City and creates a fun hybrid. Izzy McNeil's wit and charm compel the reader, and the mysterious mystery proving intriguing, though it's her personal issues that really drive the narrative. Prior knowledge of her previous adventure is not necessary. Izzy McNeil client Valerie Solera is on trial for poisoning her best friend. The prosecution's theory is she was in love with her friend's husband. Valerie declares her innocence and denies any feelings for the man. Izzy has man issues of her own. She has a terrific boyfriend, but her ex-fiance has popped back into her life and wants to get back together. Another lady, my other comfort series that I read last year with my JD Robb. Oh, besides, I meant to mention JD Robb is Nora Roberts if you didn't know them. So Janet Ivanovich, Stephanie Plum is a bounty hunter. She's inept sometimes. She makes a lot of mistakes sometimes. It's about accidents. A lot of us have complained that Stephanie should get a little bit better at her job. Janet can make other stuff funny. But the first three or four are just laugh your butt off funny. One for the money, two for the dough, three to get deadly, four score, high five. They're all numbered, so they're easy to follow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. And the biggest thing to the entire series is whether she's choosing Ranger or Morelli. And book 31 that's coming out in a couple of weeks is supposedly the one where she is forced to make a choice. It's the one book. I would tell you that the one she's been in this position before, but the one difference with this particular book is this is the first book where she's been evicted from her apartment. It's been blown up too many times and they've decided to evict her, so she doesn't really have to have a place to stay. So if she wants, she can go live with her folks, or she can choose Ranger or Morelli. So we'll see, and maybe a third person, maybe someone else will come in. Who knows? But there's been arguments of how much better Ranger would be for her on this list, and how much Joe would be for better on this list. But my point is Ranger, because he understands her better. He's always there to rescue her when she's ever in trouble. Joe is never around. He wants her to be barefoot and pregnant. So we'll see what happens. Let me see if this is one of the ones that... Nope. Some of the future ones have fancy inside covers. So anyways, I hope my audio is still working. So anyways, this is Smokin' 17, got 4 stars. Vampires, dancing bears, and murder and mayhem are in the works as the curse of the dreaded Vordu sets Stephanie's hormones aflame in the 17th outing of this crazy series. Morelli versus Ranger romantic dilemma is taken to new heights in this installment. And I should also mention that it's a hug and a kiss, close the bedroom door, the next chapter starts the next day. There's no graphic city. These are really clean books. So After the destruction of Vinny's bail bond building, the team has been working out of Mooner's RV. Things take a creepy turn when shallow graves are found on Vinny's construction site. When more bodies turn up with notes reading for Stephanie, it gets even creepier. Stephanie's biggest problem may be that Morelli's grandmother has put the eye on her and given her the voodoo, a kind of sexual slutty heat that Lula suggests she used to help her make her choice between Ranger and Morelli. See what happened there. Oh, okay. That one. That one. Um, One that you will see again in a couple of weeks for the Christmas Slave Paw. Um, which Sophie Kelly, 4 stars. Kelly's appealing, cozy features likable characters set in an amenable location. The author continues to build on the promise of her debut novel, carefully developing her characters and their relationships. Winter in tiny Mayville Heights, Minnesota means Winterfest, the annual town festival featuring winter sports and fun. For librarian Kathleen Paulson, it also means murder when an elderly resident is found dead next to Kathleen's favorite cafe. When her friend Ruby is arrested for murder, Kathleen, assisted by her cats Hercules and Owen, with no help whatsoever from Detective Marcus Gordon, sets out to clear Ruby's name. See what happens there. Okay. Moving on to suspense. Laura Griffin, Snapped. 4.5 stars. Snapped rocks. Griffin consistently cranks out one gripping suspense after another, and this may be the best yet. She rips an idea right out of the headlines and runs with it, creating a compelling, twisty, and entertaining story. Sophie Barrett is a secretary at Delphi Institute with her sights set on internal PR position. Uh, uh, when she's caught in a shootout on the local campus, she's the only person who sees that the shooter isn't working alone. The trouble is, no one believes her, not even sexy Jonah Macon, who questions her motives based on her career aspirations. How cruel that he thinks she's doing it for promotion or something. How cruel is that? Revenge at Bellaterra. 4.5 stars. It's not easy to make the hero in Secret Marriage for Profit Shame sympathetic, but Dodd pulls it off. When his accountant runs off with money from DeLuca Wines, Eli DeLuca faces losing the family vineyard. Out of pride, he refuses to tell his brothers, so billionaire Tommaso Conte offers a solution: marry his daughter, Chloe, and he'll take care of the money. Never mind that Chloe is a successful author and not looking to marry. Eli offers Chloe a cottage in the vineyards to use while working on her next book, but the discovery of a murder victim from decades ago in the family well-concealed Prohibition era still places them in terrible danger. Ah, I like a good mystery. Um, I don't have the book for this. Uh, I thought I had it. I thought it was in my pile, but it is not. So I'm just going to read. I didn't see a picture of it, and I didn't look after I did it either. So, please forgive me. Uh, with just Lethal by Sandra Brown. 4.5 stars. Megastar Brown returns to her romantic suspense roots with a top-notch hide-and-seek thriller, deftly balanced with romantic tension. When widow Honor Gillette daughter says there's a man lying in their yard, at first Honor doesn't believe her, but she's quickly proven wrong as they are suddenly held at gunpoint by Lee Coburn, the man wanted for allegedly killing his boss and coworkers. Coburn has been deep undercover for the FBI, following the trail of the ruthless and elusive bookkeeper. Coburn suspects that Honor's late husband was murdered because of what he knew. See what happens there. Um, that. Um, Christy Reese. There is a whole spread on Christy Reese. Reese to the rescue. Do this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweet justice. 4.5 stars. Another winning addition to the latest Chance Rescue series. Sweet Justice is a delicious read. Reese skillfully weaves a tense and downright creepy plot with sweet rekindling of a hot romance. It's been 5 years since Honor's last seen Seth, and her life has changed in many ways, but she's still not over him. They're very apparent when he comes back into her life and needs her help finding his niece. Linda Howard Prey. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I discovered years months ago that I was going like this, and you didn't have time to see it. So now I just count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4.5 stars. What do you get when you mix Murder, a Man-Eating Bear, and Violent Thunderstorm? A pulse-pounding romantic thriller from Howard. Angie Powell has no choice but to sell her floundering hunting business in rural Montana, thanks to Dare Callahan to open a rival business. But Angie has one final hunt scheduled, a bear hunt arranged by Chad Krugman for one of his clients, though that's not all he has planned. What none of them realize is a 500 black bear has been gotten a taste for human flesh and is stalking the wilderness. I don't like any books that involve killing of animals and painting animals in a bad light. I do not like that. I'm honest with that. D. Davis, Disclosure. Deep Disclosure. 4 stars. Davis creates a compelling, entertaining storyline, action-packed and full of mystery, suspense, and unlikely romance. When Alexis Markham was young, her father worked on top-secret weapon that cost him his life. She spent her life in hiding with the help of family friend George, but an explosion kills George, and someone is after Alexis for the secrets her father left behind. And pretty sure I saw this. Let me just do. I know I saw this. Like, why didn't I do this one? Oh, well, I am an adequate person. I have a computer that sound is going forever. Oh, there it is. Sherry Adair, Riptide. Riptide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love this magazine. I really do. 4.5 stars. The treasure hunting cutters are back for more Edge of Your Sea Pearl. For the second in this series, Adair weaves together a complicated thriller, a locked room murder mystery, and espionage and treachery. Nick and Bria emit serious sparks as they clash over their opposing goals. When Nick Cutter agreed to set up a sting to catch diamond smugglers, he never dreamed his biggest obstacle would be Princess Via Visconti. Although her family are the hereditary rulers of the Kingdom of Marez, Bria's parents were murdered and she and her brothers were spirited away for safety. Her brother Draven has returned and is trying to build Marez coffers, partly by investing in the Cutter salvage. Bree wants that money back due to the timing of her arrival. Nick can't decide if Bria is mixed up in this smuggling. See what happens there. Did that. Saints Gate. Carla Neggers. What did they say? Hey. Oh, I knew this was a big picture. Calling it a Saints Gate. Saints Gate. Saints Gate. Only got 3 stars. Neger's latest book is intricately plotted and full of detail. You can't beat the main coast for the setting of a suspense novel. Despite the opening with murder, the pace is slow. Neither Colin nor Emma are immediately compelling characters. They become more interesting as the story goes on, but the emotional hook takes too long to develop. Oh well, we'll let that go there. Ramsey Hope. Uh, Home at Last Chance. It's the colorful one right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have now started contemporary romance. 4 stars. Ramsey returns to Last Chance, South Carolina in her follow up to Welcome to Last Chance. While the romance between fairly stock characters is nicely told, it's not necessary to have read the first book. Readers will enjoy. Sarah decided to get revenge on the nasty manager who stole her marketing idea by putting his name on a truly dumb idea. Her plan has backfired. Corporate loved it, and she got assigned to be the liaison to a NASCAR driver who's now required by her sponsor to wear a pink outfit, drive a pink car, and judge a diaper changing contest. Okay. Yeah. Oh, only yours. Only yours. Only yours. Only yours. Susan Mallory, 4.5 stars. The youngest of the Hendrix triplets gets her story in the second of the back-to-back release of trilogy within Mallory's delightful Fool's Gold series. Not only does this charming book contain the development of a caring and passionate relationship, but is also filled with wonderful canine characters. Montana Hendricks seems to have finally found her calling, training and working with therapy dogs. When one of her trainee dogs escapes and romps into the local hospital, angering a prestigious visiting surgeon, Montana suspects she might get fired. Dr. Simon Bradley is a plastic surgeon who specializes in burn victims. Scarred himself, Simon travels the world, bringing his skills to those in need, a lifestyle that allows him to avoid emotional entanglement. However, from the moment Montana and Fluffy crash into him, Simon finds it difficult to keep his distance. Aww. So, only yours and home. Carly Phillips. Serendipity. 4.5 stars. An intriguing story with wonderful interactions between all the characters. The challenges the hero and heroine face are relatable, and the ways they handle them make up for entertaining and often heartwarming tale. After a 10-year absence, Ethan Barron has returned to Serendipity, New York to make amends if possible. His past reckless destroyed his younger brother's lives. Now that he's back, he buys the Harrington estate. The previous owner is now in jail, and his daughter, Faith Harrington, has returned to town seeking a fresh start of her own. And she opens her own interior designing business, and he wants her to interior design her old house. Yeah, I can see that coming. Oh, I did these already. Okay. Um, Good girls don't. Good girls don't. Good girls don't. Oh, God. 4 stars. Dow's latest is a charming romance with a somewhat insecure heroine whose dislike of change will resonate with many readers. A robbery at the Donovan Brothers Brewery brings together Tessa Donovan and Detective Luke Asher, a college friend of Tessa's brothers Jamie. Luke's past and the rumors now circulating about him make him a man Tessa's overprotective brothers, both eldest Eric as well as Jamie, do not want her involved with. See what happens there. And don't mess with Texas. Who remembers that song? Don't mess with Texas. Christy Craig. One, two, three, four, five. 4 stars. This first story involving the Don't Mess with Texas private investigation agency is an entertaining tale with delightfully fully formed characters. Nikki Hunt surprises herself by accepting her ex-husband's invitation to dinner. Unfortunately, it leads to her being stuck with a bill for a meal she cannot afford, then finding her ex-husband's body in the trunk of her car. Being accused of his murder brings her the help of cop-turned-PI Dallas O'Connor. Since he was once falsely convicted of a crime, he tends to be sympathetic to those who find themselves in a similar situation. We'll see what happens there. And I threw this in because it was the centerfold. Uh, cherry on top. Cherry on top. It only got 3 stars. Uh, Fast reading romance with a bit of mystery and plenty of small town characters. This novel by Donovan even has a cameo appearance by Guardian Squirrel. Sherry was ready to shake the dust of small town Biglow off her shoes. She and her best friend Candy had headed off to the big city of Tampa and made their fortune only to lose it. Her grandfather has asked her to come back as the publisher of the family-owned local paper, and she's going to have to say yes. She's going to have to face all the tangled family dynamics, the secrets and hurts that left behind. Plus, the editor is her former brother-in-law. Okay. Um, on to paranormal. Bound by Night. Bound by Night. Bound by Night is absolutely everything vampire romance could be. A classic tale with an old world setting and love powerful enough to wake centuries of forgotten passion. Wolfram Estate is said to be haunted. It appears to have been deserted for years out of desperation. Elena must run away, and the only place she can hide is the castle she fears. No one has dared to enter Drake's castle for decades, nor dared to win Elena's heart and soul. Together they will find a great passion. Uh, Body of Sin. Eve Silver. Body of Sin. Eve Silver. Bottle of Sin. And yes, I still have all the postcards. I don't know why. 4.5 stars. Fans of the Sons of Suko will be thrilled to learn that Silver has returned to the world of Otherkin to finally tell Lincoln Carl's story. Logan's murder was the linchpin of the series and his ghostly presence a sad reminder. Now Silver takes her tortured hero on a desperate and hazardous quest to return from purgatory to protect his daughter. To protect his beloved daughter, Dana, Soul Reaper Lekin has allowed his father to torture and murder him. Vowing revenge, his brothers reveal Suka's betrayal and stopped him from taking over possession of Loken's body. Although his body and soul are now reunited, Loken is trapped in purgatory, unable to pass through the gates of his old enemy. Shoot. And I forgot another book. Oh, shoot. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. I'm pretty sure the sound is gone on one of you guys by now. Um, please have mercy. Dark Taste of Rapture, 4.5 stars. Showalter consistently creates compelling and action-packed tales where alien creatures are intricately woven into a believable futuristic tale. Let me just put this here so you can see. Noelle is determined to make it through air training camp and become an air agent, an expert at making people believe she's stupid, spoiled, and weak. They're in for a surprise when she handles everything they can dish out and more. No one is more surprised than she when she meets Agent Hector Dean. She desperately wants him to see beyond her facade, beyond his apparent attraction for her, and fight for her. As their relationship grows, it will be tested only by her own past, but also by the case they're on. So see what happens there. That was time. Ellen Connor. Nightfall. 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 Midnight. The middle book in Connor's post-Olympic trilogy revisits the 3 world years after the horrific change. Chris Welsh was a secondary player in the first number, but his exploits are now examined. The writer starring Wells blend together seamlessly, forth a dark tale of endurance. It has been 3 years since the world has rocked by change and society was destroyed. In the years since leaving his friends Mason and Jenna, Dr. Welsh has wandered across the devastated wasteland and fought for survival. Then Chris stumbles across a battle-hard haven of civilization in the form of Val di Bravo. Run with an iron fist and velvet glove by Rose Cortez, Val di Bravo is filled with soldiers who swear their allegiance to Rosa. All right, another one I do not have a picture for, but I'm just going to include this because she's very, very popular. Archangel's Blade. I have some of these others. There's Archangel's whole bunch of Archangel ones, but I do not have this one. So it's Nayli, Nalini. The last name is Singh. Supertelling Singh returns to the realm of angels, but this time the focus is on dangerous, sexy vampire Dimitri. Arrogant and powerful, Dimitri has been in Jima, which makes his backstory all the more compelling. So check that one out. Rochelle Vincent, Bloodbound. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With Bloodbound, Vincent has created an original new paranormal universe full of interesting characters with awesome powers or skills. It got 4.5 stars. Liv Warren is a blood tracker who prides herself on answering to nobody in a town where nearly everyone is connected to one of the 2 organized crimes. When the daughter of an old friend goes missing, Liv must look for the child whether she wants to or not due to a blood oath she swore to a group of friends when she was a child. So check that one out. Michelle Birdsley. Really? And I walked right past it. Must love lichens. I don't know why her covers are always cartoons, but they're always cartoons. 4.5 stars. Hilarious. Bardley skips ahead 3 years in her Broken Heart series and shakes up her mythology and the lichens. If there was ever a heroine with mother issues, Kelsey Morningstone is it. After nearly dying in the hands of a serial killer, then being eviscerated by on national TV by her celebrity mother, empath Kelsey Morningstone is struggling to rebuild her career as a psychotherapist. Kelsey gets a job at a private clinic run by enigmatic Jared Dante. However, it's naked amnesiac patient Damon who raises her hormone level. See what happens there. Uh, Batting 1,000 today. Um, uh, Another lady that we will be talking about quite a bit. I did a whole listing of her books the other day. The reading order of all, she has about 10 or something series, and I listed each group. I went through each book, each series, and we did start with the Carpathians. Um, so I passed it again. Dark, perfect. 4.5 stars. As part of a challenge from her online fan base, mega talented Fihan agreed to try and make sure that the identity of her newest heroine remains cloaked. Although he helped his brothers defeat a vampire army, Zacharias knows he has run out of time. With brothers safely with their life mates, Zacharias has decided to end his long life until his life mates finds him. So check that out too. Um, Wings of Fire. Chris Rohn. Harris Rohn. Third installment of Rohn's Red Hot series picks up shortly after the kidnapping of the unique mortal with wings. Parissa Lovejoy, Rohn has set up a complicated mythos that encompasses various levels of Earth. Since the abduction of Parissa Lovejoy, winged warrior Anton Medici has been a one-man wrecking crew in his efforts to find her. Knowing that unascended mortal Parissa is his destined mate only adds to the urgency. Parissa is the prisoner of Reith, a trusted servant of the evil commander Greaves, who is plotting to gain control of various levels of Earth. See what happens there. G.A. Aiken, the dragon who loved me. 4 stars. Although the humor is still front and center, this latest chapter in Aiken's outlandish dragon series also contains a darker, sharper edge. Although she has been trained for battle, Rihanna the Fearless' main accomplishment has been raising of her warrior siblings. Rihanna is not amused by the nickname the uncivilized Northland Dragon. Vighoff the Abhorrent has devised for her the babysitter. Vighoff is very attracted to the duty-bound dragon. When Mad Queen Anel the Blood disappears while on a secret mission, Bayona and Vighoff are tasked by the Dragon Queen with sneaking into the enemy territory to find her. See what happens there. Another lady that loves to torture her characters, and we will be reading the entire Dark Hunter series at a later date, but this is Retribution. This lady loves to torment and torture her characters. For the next chapter in the much-loved Dark Hunter series, it got 4 stars. Kenyon mixes in new mythology based on Native American beliefs and legends to add another layer of pearl to her world. Even though he was an gunslinger in the Old West, it was betrayal, murder, plus the rape of his fiancée that led Jess Brady becoming a dark hunter. Abigail Yeager was taken as orphaned as a toddler and taken by family of Apolite demons. Abigail has been trained to kill dark hunters in the belief that they murdered her parents. Will she kill him too? Shadow Man, Elsie Karen Aaron Kelly's son. Shadow. I'm just not saying that right. Shadow Man. 4 stars. The third in Kelson's Dark Fae world, Shadow Man is a fantastic addition to the series. Equal parts mystery, sexy romance, scary drama, and fairy tale. In the hidden place between life and death, there is twilight where the Shadow Man waits. He is forbidden to enter either world, but must stay in between, always watching. When love finds him, he is thoughtlessly enters our world to claim it. The veil separating our world thins, and monstrous creatures travel through. Oops. He let them out. Um, let's go back. I missed one. There was a very um oh, I missed two. I missed two. Oh, wait a minute. No, I had to have I did it with the other stuff. Okay. So, let's move on here. Uh, Elizabeth Naughton tempted. It only got 3 stars. I'll just do it quickly. Elizabeth Naughton tempted. Tempted. Wouldn't it be great if the audio was still working? I am not going to do this a third time. Tempted initially throws too many characters at the reader with so little background that they all blend together. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll just skip that then. Um, One grave at a time. This is a good series. This is a really, really good series. 4.5 stars. First dynamic duo of Cat and Bones, a personal favor, puts them on a collision course with a murderously obsessive ghost. A request from their ghostly friend Fabian introduces Cat and Bones to a ghost named Elizabeth, who is on a vengeance quest. Burned at the stake for witchcraft by homicidal zealot Heinrich Kramer, Elizabeth got a measure of revenge by causing Kramer's demise by spooking his horse. Since then, however, Kramer now becomes corporal on Halloween, capturing and burning to death 3 new victims. So now they've got to stop Kramer. See what happens there. Um, I'm gonna throw this in. It only got 3 stars. Um, Succubus Dreams. Because I'm a series person. So once I got the first book, I had to read the rest. It's just like me. 6 in the Contained series. This book will be extremely hard for fellow readers to follow unless you read the other ones. Okay. Las Vegas, Sin City, the perfect place for any succubus, right? But her boyfriend lives in Seattle, Washington. What the F? Alright. I think that's it with all these. Alright, let's just go through the Harlequins. Um, Kathleen O'Reilly, Just Given. Catherine O'Reilly, let's just give in. Uh, 4 stars. Broke Heart moves to Tin Cup, Texas to reconnect with her new family and learn more about her inheritance. With a barely a dollar to her name and living out of a car, she meets Jason, aka the captain. Despite his gruff exterior, Jason helps Brooke get back on her feet. Barbara Dunlap, an affair, an after hours an affair. 4.5 stars. Makeovers are great for ego, but can play havoc with your love life. As administrative assistant, Jenny Watson finds out when her friend gives her a makeover for a friend's wedding. Jenny's been nursing a crush on a boss, former NFL Mitch Hayward, but as far as she's concerned, she's part of the woodwork. Her new look, however, catches more than just his eye. Suddenly, more than a few more eyes are moving her way. The secret baby scandal. The secret baby scandal. Three stars. In Lucas' sweet, if predictable, the Count's secret child, unassuming Carrie is whisked away to her former lover's chateau against her will. Only she's bringing a piece of luggage he wasn't aware of. Their kid. Fiona Harper sweeps off her stilettos. Three stars. Clothing store owner Corrine Fraser doesn't realize that her lifelong friend Adam Conrad is her true soulmate and lusts after another man. Poor Adam sits through more relationship analysis than guys could handle. Oh, poor guy. I'm gonna throw this one in. I do not have a picture for it. Maya Banks enticed by his forgotten lover, 4.5 stars. Rafael del Cruz is successfully hiding his amnesia from business world until a beautiful and very pregnant woman walks up to him at a cocktail party and slaps him. Chasing her out, he finds Bernie Morgan is part of the 4-week hole in his memory. She tells him that not only did they fall in love, but he fathered her child. See what happens there. Rachel Lee, the rescue pilot. Rescue pilot. Now you know going out in a blizzard is the wrong thing to do. You're just asking for trouble. So when a book has you go off in the middle of a blizzard, you know they're gonna have some trouble. Um, the rescue pilots. Danger. There. 3 stars. In an attempt to cure her sister's cancer, Rory Campbell hires Chase Dakota to fly them to a hospital in the middle of a blizzard. And they crash. Redemption at Maribel. Redemption at Maribel. 4.5 stars. Adam Harding, a widower with 2 young children, is on Maribel's Island to repair it from a devastating tornado. He is desperately attracted to Marin Camden, the wealthy daughter of U.S. Senator who's on the island visiting her sister. But while Marin gives in to her attraction and is willing to form a relationship, Adam is determined to put her off, certain he's not entitled to personal happiness because he never saw the deep depression that caused his wife to kill herself. The aristocrats lady. The aristocrats lady. I'm probably gonna get slaughtered. Um, Mary Monroe, 4.5 stars. Regency England, Nicole Beaumont has a secret she protects with every fiber of her being. She catches the eye of Lord Devlin, who thinks she's incredible, witty, and charming, with a good head on her shoulders, but he also suspects that she's holding something back. When he discovers Nicole's secret, he is hurt she did not trust him. Alright. Gonna do two. Gonna do Lauren Dane. Lauren Dane. I hate that I used to write in this. I don't. I'm really mad at myself that I wrote in them. Um, 4 stars. Adrian's story can be read as a standalone, but it'll make you want to read all the Brown sibling books. This is some family, tremendous love and support, a great group of friends, plus supercharged sex. Gillian, her adopted her sister's son as an infant and the only parent Miles has ever known. Although concerned about losing Miles, Gillian utters her sister's dying wish to contact his father. Rock Adrian Brown is shocked to learn that he has a 13-year-old son. And Getting Lucky by Kayla Perrin. If you go check my Black authors, she was featured in that prominently. She was on the cover of one of the magazines. It's and this only got 3 stars, but I'm just featuring for her because she was on the cover, and she was also I mean I'm just making this up, but one of the characters in the James Patterson's Alex Garth series was called Kayla. I don't know, it just struck me. It's been a few years since readers have seen the characters from Perrin's Gating series, but they are getting back and having sex that is hotter than Atlanta, Georgia. Unfortunately, the book feels disjointed as each woman tells her own story. Oh well. And that is the end of this, and I hope you stuck in it for the whole 2 hours. September 2011. I hope your audio still works. I thank you all for being here, and thank you for your support. Have a good day.